Hi guys, my name is Salma Noreen. I welcome you all in the Essence Show, and today we have very informative and helpful episode for you guys because I'm sitting with a person who has almost 15 years of experience as as a founder, and he is helping other founders to fix their financials. And we will be learning more about him during the overall episode. But I'm very excited to ask all the possible questions every founder wants to know. So, welcome, my guest, Shafiq.
Thank you, Selma, for inviting me to the show. And yeah, happy to be here and happy to talk about bit about myself and then how I'm helping other founders, fellow founders, to manage their finance better.
Amazing. So, Shafiq, can we start from you? That if my audience want to know more, that who is this person? So, how you want to introduce yourself? How you started your journey? Now, what you are doing? How you are helpful for people? Yes, please.
Yes, so I have been an entrepreneur all my life, and I started building ventures at the age of 19, and then I went into taking some jobs, doing some corporate career, and then went into startups, managing their finance, and then eventually went back into building back office for startups. So my journey has been, I have worked in corporates and startups and built couple of ventures. So I've been juggling between multiple things, and I'm always wanted to be an entrepreneur, solve problems for people, which actually creates an impact at scale.
Uh, okay, as you have these years of experience, so you can know better that when a founder, any founder, they start their journey. Okay, there is some moment they started, but then they like with the passage of time, like maximum 6 to 8 months, that spark gone.
Hmm.
So when meeting many founders, what is the one thing which motivate you to start your this company now? That yeah, I need to fix this one. This
Mm.
is the problem I must need to fix. Yes, please.
Yes, yes. Because I've been so my experience was doing turnaround consulting for companies, right? And then I speak to a lot of SMB, small business
Mm-hmm,
entrepreneurs,
mm-hmm,
every now and then, right?
mm-hmm,
This was my core job in the
mm-hmm.
past, where I used to help a lot of companies to manage their finance, on and off. And what I found that most of the time, as a business owners, they are blind about their financial health, right? And they keep taking decisions without looking at the numbers, and eventually that cause them to failure. And this is the common problem if you see across all small business owner failures. If you ask, either they have a revenue problem or they managed finance very badly, right? And this is the common. And why it happens? Because they are blind and they don't see the numbers, they don't see health, right? It is same example as somebody has, now we have Whoop and all these companies giving you health metrics, health analytics. Somebody who take health analysis or diagnosis regular basis versus somebody is not doing that, right? How do you, so the whole health dynamics will be different for these two people. So this is the same case for small business owners. Also, a lot of the time they are not aware of what's actually their financial health. And I have seen this many times. Many friends, business owners struggle with this, and they go into debt. They have a lot of other issues. Some of the people I know like don't even come out of their house because of they have failed in their business. And and it's they could have simply managed their finance better. And this is where I realized, and I thought I wanted to start this company that actually solves this problem, where I can bring a lot of clarity for founders to manage their finance better. And I've been managing doing finance for quite a while, right? And I think I thought I'm the right person to fix this problem at scale.
Wow, that's cool. Uh, yeah, you're right that it happens that when you start your journey, Okay, so we all go for the fancy things first. Okay, you got lessons, now you got domain, you got your website up, you must need nice laptop, you must need nice car, you must need nice dresses,
Yes.
and so many things like throwing parties because you started business. Yeah, these all fancy stuff takes a lot of money. And then some people are always confused, or more people are always confused, that first they should focus on these things while we all focus on these things, even we like or not, or even we notice or not. The same time, everyone is worried, or they try to first fix the first few clients. So my question from you is that how you manage your 5 to 10 first clients, because it was the hardest part always for all businesses. Yes, please.
Yes, yes. I was lucky enough. I had a couple of friends reaching out to me, founder friends. Since my last job was managing finance, I was CFO for a tech startup.
Hmm.
So, can you help me to manage my, finance? Like it's broken. And so I started off there. And then, I was living in a hotel here, and there were a couple of guys who sit next to me,
Hmm.
and they used to run a company and they run on spreadsheet.
Hmm.
So I told them, a lot of early customers, I told, let me do this for a month
Hmm.
for you free,
Okay.
right? Let me set it up your whole finance function
Hmm.
and let me show you what data I can bring.
Hmm.
Then, if you are confident, if you see that, this is working, right, then you
Hmm.
pay, right? We can start off a subscription or whatever, right? But let me do this for you for free for a month. So initial customers, I just wanted to give them a taste. We say give a sample, right? So I gave a sample of what we can do, and then they converted into paying customers. They were happy, and they're still with us, right? Like after 3-4 years, we still keep continuing servicing them. So that's how I got my first 8 10 customers.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's always helpful that if we give something for free initially, and especially when we are struggling with new business. So it's a good idea that, because nobody knows you, nobody knows that
Yes.
how you are going to do. So it's fine that if you can give like something free, not all the free stuff, because then how you will do business. Okay, my question is that when is the stage in any startup when things go really mess, and like they are on their last point,
Mm.
and but you can save them? I really want to ask this question for my audience, so in case they go like more than they can afford, and they create all the mess, still there is little hope to contact you. Yes, please.
Yes, so I have done turnarounds, right? The companies I worked, some of them were like, about to shut the door, and people have, on verge of leaving, and, all sort of mess, right? And they don't have finance, and their tech is broken. So I have seen this multiple times. So the best, you need to have like, we do like a 45 days turnaround strategy, and then but you have to be brutal. Sometimes you have to see company as an individual, as a person. So you have to save that person, right? So that's how I see it. So not lot of emotional barriers.
Mhm.
See that person, company as a person, it
Mhm.
has its own life.
Mhm.
So I just need to save. So I just, that's how we do it, right? And we do turnarounds, but this is a very cumbersome job.
I love your thoughts. I really love the way you work, or the way you give the hope that if in case they are like
Yes.
uh, totally about to finish, still you are the person who will see the company as a person, and you will try to save it as much as he can. So my question is that nowadays, the startup culture is on boom, especially in UAE and especially in Dubai. Every next person is becoming founder, and everyone who can't find job, they become founder. Anyone who just lost a job, they become founder. And almost everyone is coming with a similar ideas, like you are building something, I just noticed, okay, I'm trying to build the same thing.
Yes.
And where is the point where you want to mention to these startup guys, the new founders especially, that they are just becoming part of noise, and they're not going to create something unique? Because uh, for me, I feel that when you come with unique idea, little unique idea, you are fixing some special problem. Initially, it can be hard, but sooner or later, you will be the leader.
Hmm.
So, how you suggest people or how you guide the young founders?
Yeah, see, there is two things, right? One, let everybody start a company, right? We need more entrepreneurs
Yeah,
in the country, right? And
yeah,
entrepreneurs create more jobs,
yeah.
more opportunities for others. So it's absolutely fine, everybody starting companies, right? Yes, there's noise. And, coming to two sides of this, right? There is one, you can be out of maybe so many of them starting out, some will succeed, right? And maybe with unique ideas, they have some competitive advantage. They bring new concepts into the market and they thrive and succeed, and that is really good for any economy or any country, right? The second, those who are failing out, or those who are not winning,
Mhm.
entrepreneurship need a lot of experience also, right? You have to be there, you have done in the past, you built a small island, you build again a much bigger island, and then you build a much bigger island, right? It's not ever you start off and then start a big island. That's not the story. So, and entrepreneurship need experience, because every time when I speak to some founders, and it's very clear that he's not going to make it, right? Because you don't have right experience to do that. And sometimes when I speak to their investors, they'll tell me, why you didn't tell in advance, if you felt it, or if you know that he's not going to make it, right? But I don't have to tell that. You as an investor has to figure out, an investor has their own way of bets. But that's the thing, right? And you cannot jump off the flight and then start a company. You have to learn a lot about marketing, sales, people management, finance, admin, right? Tech, product. There is bunch of things which goes into a company. So you need to be master in that. At least you need to know, be a generalist to know all of this function, or you should be capable of learning that very very fast. So the ingredients has to be there, right? And this is not made for everybody. The problem downside of that, if you start off and then without experience, the cost of the failure is very very high, right? I would suggest anybody wants to start a company, go and work with an entrepreneur, successful entrepreneur, right? And work with him 1 or 2 years, and then you learn the art, and then you go and start a company. That's the best way. So you reduce the risk. I have started my company when I was 19, 20 years old, right? And I've failed miserably. And I know the pain of that and the cost of that, right? Because I was not having enough experience to start a company. But eventually on the way, I have learned the art of building a business, right? And then once you learn that, then it becomes very easy, right? And this is not for everybody. So it's not like you're doing a piece of a job, where in a company you do like a certain specialized job. This is because this is a general, you have to morning, the compartmentalization has to be there. Morning, maybe you have to do a lot of paperwork, and then you have to do marketing, and then you have to do sales, and then maybe you have to go and do finance. So your mind should be capable enough to switch from A to B to C very very fast, right? So you should have that compartmentalization. So I just wanted to like tell also founders not to start. Everybody has to start, and then we need more entrepreneurs in the world, right? But also take bit of experience in starting a company, right? That will save you, right? If you spin out and sprout out and become bigger, it's good for economy. But if you fail, you're gonna bear it alone, right, as a founder. So that's what my suggestion.
Yeah, I strongly agreed. I strongly agreed that we are running from the crazy bosses, but then investor become boss, and your customer become boss, and you are running from your one job, which is maybe accountant, which is maybe marketing manager, which is maybe social media manager, maybe sales guy, you're running from there, but you have to do these all jobs in your own startup. Yeah. And initially, at least, you need to do this. So I strongly agree with you. I saw your LinkedIn profile. I did little research on you, and I was seeing that you maintain very good rating, customer section, when we talk about customer satisfaction. So satisfying a customer and satisfying more of your customer is not easy thing. I got one secret of you that you are usually giving the free stuff mostly. So once they taste you and once you see them as a customer, then you guys go for the some paid deals. So both are happy usually. But what are the other tactics you use, or what are your strategies to have happy customers and how you keep them happy?
Yes, see, uh, I always wanted to give extra value to customers. So if we can give 5-10x of value of the money they pay, that is one, right? And then one of the values we keep in the company when we started is to we wrote in back of napkin the values, and one of the core values was customer obsession. So be customer obsessive, right? And always think customer is right and work backwards. That's how we train our people. We think, and sometimes customer asks too much, right? Because we are too friendly, but that is fine, right? And at scale, we still wanted to manage this. So one of the thing is the core value the company has is driving, that we always wanted to think customer is right, and solve problem backwards from there, right? And this is one. And there are a couple of other points, right? Like if you look at our competitors, like traditional accounting firms, if you send a message, they'll take a week to respond back, right? And we day one, because customer, maybe he have a payment to come, and then he want that invoice copy or particular details, and you want that now, right? You don't want to wait for a week to uh, get a reply. So that respond on time, right? If somebody, we always train people how to talk to customers. So these are some of ingredients that how fast you respond. And most of the reviews, if you look at, people just talk about how responsive we are, right? That matters a lot, how fast you can respond. And I think we could change the whole industry. And I think in UA, most of the accounting firms respond fast. We could create an impact there, that everybody realized you have to respond fast to the customer. You cannot take a week to respond. So small things matters, right? How you treat, how you talk to, and most of the time we talk to founders like our friends, right? And we tell our people, right, how you should treat founders, what goes through their mindset, what are the problems they are facing, right? And then you treat with empathy. You talk to them nice, talk to like a friend. You have to help. You don't talk to like a boring accountant who has just want to engraved into numbers, right? You explain what these numbers means to them in jargon free, simple, right? So there's a lot of elements that actually make customer, okay, these are my friends, these are my people, I wanted to talk to them. They are number guys, but they can talk to me very easily, right? They understand me better. So there's a lot of details that goes into to make customer happy. More than customer happy, we wanted to add value to them end of the day.
That's amazing, Javik. But there is something I really want to know more. That being friendly is nice. Having sympathy or empathy for your clients or customers is amazing. But at the same time, when you are doing so many things for free, or you are just trying to be friendly, they don't take you serious. Or some clients abuse it.
Yes.
They don't believe or they don't accept it that it's abuse, that when they're not paying you or they are taking your time. I understand that replying fast is really important, and replying with more details or sharing more details or over details or being very simple or making things simple for them is really good or respectful way. But some people don't understand that it's your time, it's your team, it's your resources, those are being used and you are going to pay for them. Like even you have automation on your messages, each message costs you money.
Yes.
And if the guys are not thinking that they need to pay you, or they don't think that they need to pay you a good money, then it's a problem. So how you draw that boundary or line between just too friendly or just being professional? Yes, please.
Yeah, honestly, sometimes we also struggle with that, right? That's the reality. Sometimes, when too much cross the border, so we just tell, hey, we need to talk, right? Yes, we try to automate. We have a lot of processes in place, right? And we also improve, we learn, right? But sometimes, yes, there could be a couple of cases, right? Maybe, at scale, but lot of people are nice. So that's the case, right? So when you look at things at scale, yes, there could be a couple of interruptions, couple of people asking more, and one, and you know I had one guy like asked, why don't you do it as a charity, and gave me as this. I said, hey, sorry, we cannot, I'm not doing a charity here. I have to pay my people and all these things. So those cases are there, but when you look at scale, the numbers are less. That's what matters, right?
Yeah, yeah, you're on point that some people say that, hey, make it free. I'm not doing well. We will pay you later. Okay, you are doing business. You are not doing for free for your customers. So what's your problem? Why you don't want to pay us? Yeah. So yeah, I agree with you. Okay, Shafiq, I have a question that,
Yes.
nowadays in AI era, all the companies they say that they are AI friendly and they have to. In Dubai, you have to within 2 years every company have to be has to be the AI friendly. This is really important. But when they talk about that they are AI friendly, mostly they are just using Gemini, ChatGPT, or just basic things, and they don't know much about the AI stuff. Okay, so how you see that this startup is AI friendly or not? Uh, what you think that there should be these matrices, then we can say this company is AI friendly or not. Yes, please.
Hmm. See, I think when we talk about AI, right, Selma, a lot of companies, it's very easy to build tech today, right? Uh, in our industry, right, I have seen companies, building like AI companies. They say, you send bank statement, I will build financial statement for you, and all of these things. These are absolutely rubbish, right? And what happens is, when a company build AI products, right? One, whether they have deep domain expertise. There should be a moat, proprietary moat, where they have enough of knowledge, right? Now, for our industry, we need to enable tax logics. We need to look at IFRS. There are reporting standards, so you have to follow the reporting standards. So you cannot just blindly prepare financial statements. You need to follow the standards. You need to look at tax compliance, all the laws, right? And then all the edge cases you have to cover, and then you build agents on top of that. That makes a lot of sense. So first you need to have deep domain expertise, and then you need to stitch that with tech. So you need to have a tech person, you need to have a domain expert, right, to understand both cases. This is where you differentiate. Now, the problem is, everybody is trying to build like DocuSign and all these ERPs, right, Zohos and QuickBooks, putting into Lovable or other platforms, and they're climbing to build the same software. But that's not how, that is creating a lot of noise, lot of chaos, and a lot of confusion in the market. Actually, are you building something that solve problem for customer? Is customer is willing to pay for that, right? Is it easy to use? Those all element has to be looked. So yes, there is a lot of noise and a lot of stress, that you have to look at what's happening in the market, right, regularly. If there is any changes are happening, what are real products and what are noise. There's a lot of noise, and everybody trying to build AI companies, right? And it's absolutely fine, but it's very hard to understand also what is black and white out of them. Sometimes you go and test, and then you throw up errors, then you realize, okay, this is a noise, right? And we have been, our tech team has been testing a lot of product that comes to the market, right? We keep testing, And then after like 10-15 days you realize this is just a noise, there's nothing on the ground, right? Again, so but it just you don't have choice. And this is how production has been at a very high scale right now. So we are also wasting a lot of time sometimes testing all these tools, but you don't have choice.
Yeah, you're right. But you know what? Like, for example, if I want to buy a camera and I have a limited budget to buy a camera, and if everyone says that this camera is nice, this camera is nice because that's their camera. Now, how to differentiate if there are so many to choose one, and when you have that limited budget, you can choose only one. So, same about the finance companies. I really want to highlight this point that startup usually struggling with the finances. And as we all know that they are not good in finances, maybe the guy who is good in marketing, they started a company.
Yes.
There is a guy who was good in sales, he started a company. There was a guy who was in good in tech, they started a company. But it rarely happens that they were good in finance or accounting also. Rarely, because that's a boring
Yes.
subject.
Yes.
Nobody wants to.
Yes.
Now, they started company or they started something, okay, and now when it's about the finance thing, like first I have a question, part one, that what is the time, what is the must time they must need to hire accountant, or it's fine that if they don't have any proper accountant or accounting company or financial advisor for 1 to 3 years, it's fine, or they must need to have from day one. The second question, part two of this question, is that how they can choose the best one, because as I said that everyone's starting the company, so there are so many accounting companies, so many finance companies, and everyone is saying that we are AI friendly or blah blah blah. So how to choose one? There is so much marketing about these companies. Just please.
Yes, yes. So there is two things right now. One you asked about a founder when he should hire finance team, right? See, there is two type of companies. One company has lot of operations, left and right. It's better, he has somebody in house looking after those things, right? And then some part can be outsourced. This is the best way. Otherwise, doesn't make sense to keep finance people, because tech companies like us, right? Other companies are bringing all tech stacks to manage finance in a platform, right? And then it's very easy, seamless. If you hire a finance person, and then you will again need to, he'll be expert in accounting. Then you need somebody for tax, and then you need somebody who manage financial modeling and other things, analysis. So you need to have a lot of people. So companies like us, we figured out that you can manage the entire stack with one person, or less people, right? So that's a wise way to do it. But you can have somebody on a fractional like a CFO who helps you to advise and set up the whole things, maybe till series B, right? Series B is the right point where you should have some team in house, and then you can keep rest outsourced. Second, how to choose. There are so many accounting firms or outsourcing firms in the market, right? How to choose the best is, it's a typical process. What you look at their credibility. Do they have a good customer base? Do like top brands trust them? Do they have good reviews in the market, right? Look at their like Trustpilot, right, which you cannot fake, right? Google people can fake still reviews. So do they have real Trustpilot reviews? Look at other elements, right? Maybe speak to one or two founders who are using them. Do a reference check. You understand their process. Do they have a strong process in place, right? This all helps eventually. So always go to companies who have good credibility, good customers, right? Because a lot of companies are popping up, offering multiple things. And what happens is eventually those founders come to us, or come to other companies and say that this is messed up, right? And these are very serious thing, because you cannot make mistakes on your tax. This can be very costly if you make mistakes on tax or other compliance areas, right? This is a serious business. So you need to find a vendor who has strong credibility in the market. This is how you choose, right, and who has strong reputation in the market.
Hmm. Yeah, you're right. And I strongly agree that we must need to file the tax. Okay, we are eligible to pay or not, that's a different
Yes.
debate, and we don't need to talk about that one. But we need to file it, and
Yes.
now it's mandatory for all the companies. But the question is that what is the time when they can actually have someone. I means hiring full time is actually
Yes.
problem. It's a big problem. It's not easy. And then hiring another outsourced company or accountant, because startups will go for the cheaper one for sure, because they want to save the money. And then if they make mistake or something like this is this. So as you said, that compliance is a big problem if there is a small mistake. So how usually startups can be safe side?
Yes. See, I would suggest anybody, like if I run my company, right, my first two important hires are one, finance person, right, get my finance in order. Because for example, I didn't do my finance for example 1 year, right, or 2 years. Now somebody tomorrow come and clean it up, right? He has to backtrack everything. Now he will ask you what happened last year June, this particular amount you paid 500 dirhams for what. It's like I don't even remember, right, for what. So your books can be very messy, so it's very hard to go back and clean it up. That's the last thing you wanted to do, right? So you keep your finance in order. That's a discipline. The second thing, I would look to have an if I want to scale the company very well, have a people person, right, who hire, recruit, and because this is also very important. So this all, very day one you get things sorted. Now if you go to the cheap player, you pay maybe little 20-30% extra, but you get a quality one. You have somebody who have expertise, right? uh, if you go for cheap players, what happens is, you get lost in the mistakes they do, and there could be tons of mistakes, and then eventually, it's not useful for anyone. That's
Mhm.
gonna be the case. And it's very easy, you don't spare, like maybe you spare like 500,000 dirhams to do bookkeeping for a small company. It's like $200, right? Not a big price you pay to keep your books in order. If you can't do that also, at least put it in a Google sheet, but keep every bills properly recorded, and do not use personal bank account for expenses. This is very hard to track.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah. So the startups needs the investment. That's how they survive. Initial years they must need. Yeah. So before going to the investor, and while just in struggle of raising funds, or this they are in this process, they have to do their stuff also. So there are two questions again. The part one is that in finances, what are the basic things they must need to keep aligned? The second thing is there's a word data room. So what is that data room, and what are the critical things that should be there, or they should keep building? So can you just highlight these 2 points,
Yes,
please?
yes. See, now two things. If you are going for fundraising, right? One, you keep your numbers, expenses, everything clean, and you keep your projections clean, right? Have some visibility into your numbers, because if I'm a VC or fund, I look at, I like the idea, I like the founder. There are a lot of elements, but then I look at whether what is the numbers looks like. If I give you X million dollars, or a few $100,000, how are you gonna spend it? That's you should be able to show that this is my path to spend it. Second, how clean and organized you are, right? The data room is all about how organized you are and what are the basic details you have, like whether you have all incorporation details of the company, you have pitch deck and all those details, you have key numbers, financial statement, compliance documents, and then you have cap table, team, what is your team. So for if somebody, I want to understand, learn about this company, if I open the data room, I should be able to get a 360 view of what's happening in that company, right? So that's how you look at, right? And so do you have all the basic details there. And if you go to Google, you can find all the templates, right? This is the data room template and all these things. That's very easy, but it's all about keeping very organized, right? And your numbers are clean.
If you want to tell people one, two, three, what can be the data room? One is the pitch deck. The
Yes.
second is the
So
uh,
first you need to have your
projections.
yeah, company overview. You keep your overview, what is your company do, right? And then you keep your pitch deck, and then you keep your incorporation documents, all the foundational documents, founders agreements, and all other things. And then you keep your financial numbers, your financial models and other things. Then you can have your compliance documents, all sort of things, your team cap table, right? What is your cap table looks like. And then you can have maybe a safe, what is the draft looks like, a safe agreement for an investor to see, if he wants to invest, what's the template looks like.
Mhm.
So
That's
that's a structure.
amazing. Yeah. Uh, as you see that there are so many startups now, and everyone is just trying. They are trying to have investor, and there are so many investors also. Now they understand this thing that they need to invest on the young founders, and this is win-win for both of them. But my question is that you know that many founders face really hard time
Hmm.
when they are trying to raise funds.
Hmm.
As per your experience, uh, what do you say or what do you want to suggest to the founders that they can fix these one, two, three things before going for their meetings with investor, or how they can convince another person, investor, to bet their money on this founder or on this founder's vision, because this guy is actually young, and means you see that how they pitch usually, yeah,
Yes, yes.
and this is their vision. One person is saying that okay, I built this AI product, and I'm very confident about this, that this is gonna work, this is gonna help, blah blah blah. Everyone thinks that their businesses or their startup is or their startup idea is amazing,
Hmm.
but how to convince this thing to the investor?
Yes, see, a couple of things, right? As an investor, you need to understand the psychology of an investor, right? They're speaking to so many people, and they want to pick the best. So when an investor, a lot of things has to get right, or you have to be a second time founder. If you are a second time founder, it's super easy, right? You build companies that trust you more. It's all about your credibility, right? So when you speak, they are vouching on the other side. Can I trust this guy? What he's saying is true, whether he has deep expertise, whether he's an execution master in execution, can he execute, can he pull it off, right? All these things, they're run through their mind. So when you go and speak to them, you need to have all the proof for all of these things. I'm a good executor, I have validations, I've spoken to people, customers are paying for my product, right? Or I know about this industry in and out, right? I've spoken to a lot of people, I know the problem statement. So all these things has to come into element, and I know how fundraising works, how finance works, how marketing works, how hiring people works. So I have all the knowledge to build this company. So that's how you should so the preparing is very important as a founder, right? And sometimes when I speak to like some founders who wants to pitch, they say, my idea is like $1 billion and all those things, right? Everybody idea is $1 billion, so it doesn't make sense. Tell what have you done, right, so far. What is your number looks like so far today, right? Have you done is there any proof alive to make sure you can go and get some money and grow that. So all those elements are very important. So don't go behind a vanity metrics, or dream ideas. Just show what you can actually, what you have actually done, right? That's proof.
Amazing thoughts. Okay, now I have a very personal question, but you can skip if you don't want to answer, because everyone has their own thoughts or their own uh, answer
Yes.
based on their experience in past. Okay, so my question is that yeah, this is right. When you are going for angel investor, you have nothing to show, and when you are going for Series A, Series B, okay, you can have something to show. And when you are like on the very initial stages, some businesses must need some small things like resources or
Yes.
something to start with. Even, okay, even an AI product, to build an AI product you need some subscriptions, you must need money. Okay, so now there are two ideas. One is that they raise the funds based on their pitch deck or their confidence or something like this. Or the other option is that they should combine with the guys, other guys, and co-found together. And everyone should bring whatever they can bring on the table and then build something and then go for investment. But the problem is that when we go for co-founding, it's like a marriage. It's like
Mm.
finding some partner in
Yes.
business,
Yes.
and it's again a big problem. Sometimes it happens that okay, you are good in sales, there's a guy who in finance, so you guys combine together, you co-founded something. There is a techie, you are good in marketing. There is a guy in finance or accounting. You three together, and now you just build something and you just manage somehow. Sometimes luckily, or sometimes because of your past experiences, or someone guided you nicely or correctly, you do this. Or sometimes it happens that people choose their family, their sister, brother, something like
Yes.
this, their husband, or maybe their kids, or maybe cousin or friends, and they think that okay, they are okay with this one, but none of them have any experience at all, and then they mess up. So how you see these things, like first thing, that single owner or multiple owner, like founders, uh, which is your answer? The second thing is that how you seeing that they can have proper boundaries or proper what to say, agreements together, like founders agreement, that even their friends or family or something, but they need to not cross this line, or everyone need to be responsible. And how they can convince, as a single owner or multiple founders, to the investor, that if they are good together or not. Yes, please.
Yes, I think again being a single owner is not a good idea, right? Because it's and it depends. It varies, comes multiple forms and nature, right? You cannot have a fixed thing. Sometimes single owners, single founders build great, right? Sometimes multiple founders build great. But if you have right skill set in the team, compensating skills, that's very important. That matters, right? And then you can have multiple nature of founders, right? Co-founders. Sometimes you look for loyalty. Sometimes you don't need to look. You can bring another co-founder. You can keep changing your co-founder. There are startups like that, big unicorn startups are doing that, and they change their co-founders every now often. So it's okay to let go if if he has done the job. Then if he's not performing, it's okay to let him go as a co-founder, and then you can bring another co-founder. And then you should be comfortable with that change. It's absolutely fine. End of the day, as long as you are getting the job done, doesn't matter, right? And it's also your nature, right? I look for loyalty, so this is how my nature is. So I want somebody to stay loyal with the company and work hard. So this kind of things I look at, whether he's able to learn and all of these things. So I don't like to work with lazy people, right? So this is my way of working. And so I choose co-founders, founders. If he's hardworking, even if he doesn't have the skills, it's fine. Skills can be learned, right? But if he's not ready to put effort, then you cannot make him a co-founder. And what is his values, integrity, right? All these things. But I always prefer to start with someone, not alone.
Mm. Yeah, that's why I asked that what's your thoughts?
Yes.
Because some people prefer single owner because they want to avoid all drama.
Yes.
And then there are people who are having like they want someone to keep pushing them every single day. So they together they can manage something.
Yes.
But then there are fights again, and it's not easy to leave people because they don't gonna live like this way. There is a big fight sometimes and big problems sometimes, and it wastes too much time or
Yes.
efforts, etc. Well, now my last question, and this is really important for me, and this is actually main soul of this episode, that if you get a chance to go back 15 years back, okay, and you meet your younger self now, okay, what is the one piece of advice you want to give him, the little Shafiq, when he
Okay.
started?
Yeah, I think it's all about. I always think about being in the right place at right time is important for success. So if I go back as young, I would be came to places like Dubai or Silicon Valley long time back, right? If you are in the wrong place, and even though if you are ambitious, you just waste your time. So be in the right place at right time. Travel miles to get there. It's what I would do if I go back in time, right?
That's amazing. So I just wanted to ask this question for other founders who are now Shafiq, 15 years back Shafiq. So how you suggest them that what they should do? Because yeah, this is right that they should be in the right place or right with the right people. But how to find this? Imagine when you were 15 years back, you had no idea what is right or what is wrong.
Yes. No, I think like if you want to be an entrepreneur, right? You come to uh, Dubai, for example. It's an amazing place for entrepreneurs. Go to Silicon Valley, right? And you can always Google research, right? What are the buzzing hubs for entrepreneurship, and go and settle there, right? That's the best thing to do. If I want to be sports, I wanted to be a sportsman. I go to places where there the sports are at peak, right? If I want to be a musician, I be in that community, right? So depends on what I want to be, and what is my passion, and then be in that community. If you are in the wrong place, then it takes years to figure out.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Shafiq. And I want to repeat his advice that yes, you guys, if you are living outside of Dubai, you must need to come Dubai because here time, money both go really fast, and everyone needs to work really hard. So automatically you get that vibe to do harder work or you do fast. You can't be left behind, and you eventually meet the nice people. And there are really nice places for founders. You can join there, and there are nice communities you can join easily, free of cost communities as well, where you can have regular meetups. You can meet with the like-minded people who are going to guide you for free of cost. And yeah, you can join my podcast as well because I'm bringing the founders as well. So thank you so much, Vic.
Thank you, Selma, for hosting me. Lovely talking to you, and wish you all the best as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye bye.
You can say bye. So much. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for
Our time was up actually.
yes.